Man,
Like, it's kind
it's
of
heartbreaking. Ah! Probably one of the saddest human stories ever known.
I've been expecting you, Shaun. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to Shaun!
Yes, it is my birthday today.
How do you feel now that you are almost 26?
Well, this will be my second birthday in lockdown, so f*** me, right? You told me to pick a film that I've always wanted to watch but I haven't watched to be released on my birthday. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Keep your eyes closed.
You giving
Wait. I need to show the camera first. Well, they obviously know because they've seen the title, but there you go.
Oh, for God's sake!
Why? What is that reaction? Have you seen it before?
I haven't seen it before.
No.
But I've been told it's morbidly depressing.
Yeah.
It's got Anthony Hopkins in and John Hurt. John Hurt is such an underrated great
And it's directed
actor.
by David Lynch.
Oh, wow, yeah. I'm looking forward to this film purely because of the actors. Anthony Hopkins, who's amazing, and John Hurt, who's also amazing.
I'm looking forward to it because of the subject matter. I don't know much about the Elephant Man. I know enough to know who he is and what to expect.
As far as I know, it's somebody that's got a physical deformity and he's paraded around as a kind of exhibit piece for people to go and watch. On a birthday, Shaun, you watch something upbeat. Alright, you watch something upbeat.
I want to watch something I haven't seen before. I've heard good things about it. But this is my type of shit, you know? This is my type of shit, you know? Drama that will make you cry.
That's fine. I remember growing up, I wanted to watch The Elephant Man, and because I thought it was about a man that was half elephant, half man.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't cry at films. I feel like the older I get, the more emotionally invested and I get in films, and the more I start to tear up at films. So maybe this would be the one.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you being 26 will make you
bawl
your eyes out.
Tom's looking at me, shaking his head because I've chosen this film that, you know, wasn't expected. 2 hours of crying.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, on my birthday, I could just choose something random, like a musical or something.
High school
Completely
musical.
out there.
Musical.
Could you imagine?
Who is
this woman?
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I can't talk for the rest of that.
Yeah. Unless you buy me a Coke.
It's not different to what I thought it would be so far in terms of this opening.
Oh, is she being by an elephant? Just freaks
objectification.
And people that are different.
Prejudice.
I have the authority to close you down, and I'm doing just that. Freaks are one thing. There's no objection to freaks, but this is entirely different. This is monstrous and should not be allowed.
Oh, has it been burnt? So is he a doctor?
Yeah.
I found it.
Good. Did you see it?
No.
He looks so young.
He's still got that voice though, hasn't he?
No, I'm talking about the kid.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. I'm talking about...
I love the atmosphere, the setting they create. It really looks authentic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. I'm the owner.
It's literally like treating him like an animal, literally in a cage. Calling it it. I own it, when it's just a human being.
Consider the fate of this creature's poor mother.
It actually makes me feel sick that they're putting on shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's sickening.
It makes me actually feel physically sick.
By an elephant, a wild elephant.
That beginning was the mythology that they're peddling about him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The terrible elephant man.
Turn around.
Jeez.
What a great shot. And the fact he was only in shadow, that just highlights his torment, doesn't it?
You'll bring him to me tomorrow morning at 10. We have a deal.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd like very much to examine you. I mean, would that be all right? You're English and that your name is John Merrick.
Can he understand it, even?
Have you always been the way you are now? Are you in any pain?
Because if he's been treated like an animal his whole life,
Why would he
maybe
trust
he wouldn't
anyone?
be even educated well in communicating.
I think I'll examine you now. Take your hat off, please. Don't be frightened.
I thought that would happen. We probably won't get to see him, will we, until the end. But it just goes to show you, we've got a morbid curiosity to see him as well.
Yeah, of
haven't we?
course,
So
of course. It's human nature.
Are they gonna?
He is 21 years of age.
Young then.
His name is John Merrick. Note, if you will, the extreme enlargement of the skull, the right upper limb, which is totally useless, the alarming curvature of the spine.
It's another form of just voyeuristic behaviour, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the varying fibrous tumours that cover 90% of the body. And there is every indication that these afflictions have been in existence and have progressed rapidly since birth. The patient also suffers from chronic bronchitis.
I really like the way of how they've paced revealing him. They haven't revealed him.
Yeah.
They've kind of just represented him in shadow, in
It
silhouette.
almost isolates him more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it separates him from
For us,
all the other characters that are being shown. Yeah.
How can I eat with a noise like that?
Bites, don't!
What did you do with him?
What happened?
He fell.
He knows.
Why is he sitting up like this? He needs rest.
If he lies down, he'll kill himself. His head's too big.
This man belongs to the hospital.
You treat him here. He's the greatest freak in the world.
Yes, now you listen.
I hate this guy.
Now stop wasting my time. I'm going to fetch a cab.
Oh, Treves! You haven't acquired a sudden taste for this sort of stuff, have you? Just take this up to the patient in the isolation ward, will you?
They're all scared of him and they have no reason to be.
Why is he in the isolation ward?
He's quite seriously deformed, and I fear the other patients would find him rather shocking.
Am I to assume, then, that he is ultimately incurable?
Yes, sir.
But you must be aware, Mr. Treves, that this hospital doesn't accept incurables. The rules are perfectly clear on that point.
Excuse me. I should have warned you. Please forgive me. Sorry about that.
He must be terrified as well.
You know this guy's gonna be an just tell. Is that his mother?
Does he already know he's in it?
This is the Elephant Man.
He's gone there to look at him.
You and I are going to be good friends. And I've got a lot of friends who'd like to meet you. And they will, mate.
So that's another person that's going to try and get people to pay to see him, or...
Yeah,
Take
just gonna
advantage.
use him, take advantage, yeah.
Now, don't you waste your time with him, sir. It's like talking to a brick wall. Doesn't belong here.
I believe you want to say something to me, don't you? Just nod your head if you understand me. Very slowly, I want you to say yes. Yes. Say hello. My name is...
Hello, my name is
John Merrick.
on egg.
You can't speak.
Well done, man. I'm so invested in this guy. I hope he's...
It's a character study, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want my man back.
He'll just relapse if this guy comes back and go back to being scared again.
And now he's leaving with me.
Do not own this man! Now stop it!
I shall go to the authorities.
Go to the authorities, then. I'm sure they'll be very interested to hear your story as well as ours.
Good. I thought
I thought he was gonna
I'd side with him.
Yeah,
or something.
I thought he would have been like, yeah, take him.
Seems to me I might as well meet this patient of yours.
I will introduce him to you and say, please, meet Mr. Cargom, and you will say,
Hello, my name is John Merrick. I'm very pleased to meet you.
may I introduce you to Mr. Cargom?
Hello, my name is John Merrick. I'm very pleased to meet you.
I'm very pleased to meet you. Are you comfortable here?
Everybody has been very kind.
Is he crying?
How long did you and Mr. Treves prepare for this interview?
Very kind.
It's been a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Merrick.
Is he nervous? So nervous
I
that
don't know.
and anxious, or
But he's saying the same thing. He's like, he's been very kind. He's been very kind.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Well, it was a brave attempt, Treves. But the man was obviously simply mouthing words taught by you. He'd be much better off somewhere else where he could be constantly looked after.
Mr. Cargom? I didn't teach him that part.
Does that mean he can read?
he's read that, yeah.
I mean, how did you know the rest of it, the 23rd Psalm?
Is to read the Bible every day.
Goodbye, Mr. Merrick.
So has he only agreed to
I do hope
try and
you
help
meet
him if he's a competent,
Yeah,
mentally,
being,
if he's
yeah.
mentally competent, and I think that gave him a bit of confidence or determination reading that
Yeah,
Bible
yeah.
verse, didn't it?
Was afraid to talk.
He was just nervous.
Because he's been beaten.
Can you imagine the kind of life he must have had? No one could possibly imagine it. I don't believe any of us can.
I like this guy. I thought he was going to be, one of those classic authority figures.
That's an obstacle. Yeah.
His appearance is so terrible indeed that women and nervous persons fly in horror from the sight of him. Yet he is superior in intelligence. He can read and write, is quiet, gentle. I should very much like to meet this gentleman.
There is now in a little room off one of our attic wards a man named John Merrick. He has been called the Elephant Man. Well, let's go and see him then. He's in the attic. But tomorrow, they're going to move him to Bedstead Square. Then, for the right price, you will see something you'll never, ever see again in your life.
What is wrong with people? Imagine the mental effect of that on you. Oh!
Look at him in this suit. Gives him more confidence, doesn't it?
He's a cool suit as well.
You ready for tea? Mr. Merrick, I'd like you to meet my wife, Anne.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Mr. Merrick.
I'm not used to being treated so well by a beautiful woman.
I'm not used to being treated so well by a beautiful woman.
Man.
Like, it's
heartbreaking.
Shows you how important kindness just generally is.
Yeah, to anyone.
Who they are?
Well, these are relatives, and these are our children.
Here is Frederick's mother.
Care to see my mother?
Your mother?
I knew it was his mother in that photo that he was holding.
Mr. Merrick, she's beautiful.
Great score.
The ice cream van's outside.
Yeah.
It's been a great disappointment.
No son as loving as you could ever be a disappointment.
Is that what you're doing? Oh, I see.
Oh, is he
Is that
drawing?
his drawings?
Can you cure me?
No, we can care for you, but we can't cure you.
I thought not.
May I introduce you to one of the bright lights of the English stage? Mrs. Kendall, Mr. John Merrick. I'll leave you together.
What are her intentions?
She tells me that you're in the theatre.
You've never been?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, Mr. Merrick, you must go. The theatre's the most beautiful place on earth. I brought you something else.
Romeo and Juliet.
Shakespeare.
I profane with my unworthiest hand.
Act 1, Scene 5.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Then have my lips, the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, Christmas sweetly urged, be my sin again.
You're not an elephant man at all. You're Romeo.
Oh, man.
Mr. Merrick has never been properly presented to London society, but knowing that wherever Mrs. Kendall goes, others inevitably follow, will London society present itself to him?
Is this just more of an expensive way?
Just an aristocratic version of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you allow that sort of people in there?
Yeah.
Why? Because he enjoys it, and I think it's very good for him.
Yes, but sir, you saw the expression on their faces. They didn't hide their disgust.
Yeah, it's just
they don't care anything about
sophisticated and-
John. They only want to impress their friends.
But I am the physician in charge,
I
and I must do
appreciate
what I
that.
think is best for him.
He's only being stared at all over again.
Yeah. Even though Anthony Hopkins isn't profiting off of it, he's almost turning into the guy that he took him off.
I hope not, yeah.
And this guy can off.
What's the matter, Freddie?
It seems that I've made Mr. Merrick into a curiosity all over again.
Yeah.
John Merrick is happier and more fulfilled now than he's ever been in his entire life, and it's completely due to you.
Am I a good man, or am I a bad man?
You don't ever do something out of selflessness. There's always
motive
some
behind it.
sort of motive.
That's somebody's theory, isn't it?
Gain that you gain out of it, whether it's euphoric gain, mental gain,
Or vanity or something.
Yeah, vanity or money.
I move that this elephant man be removed from the premises immediately. We have a sacred duty to cure the sick, not care for circus animals.
Call him by his name.
Oh my god, I know.
Gentlemen, Her Royal Highness Alexandra, Princess of Wales. Her Royal Highness has shown the greatest interest in Mr. Merrick's fate.
Yeah, now you...
Indeed, I have, sir, as has the Queen.
Huh.
I have a brief communication from Her Majesty, which she has requested that I read to you. It is laudable that you have provided one of England's most unfortunate sons with a safe and tranquil harbour, a home. I gratefully thank you.
Yeah, you know, Now what have you got to say?
I wish to move that Mr. John Merrick be admitted to this hospital on a permanent basis. All those in favour? Thank you, gentlemen. The motion is carried. This morning the governing committee unanimously voted that you should be provided with these rooms on a permanent basis. This is your home now.
I will do my utmost to merit their kindness.
Your dressing case.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you.
There's nothing better when somebody's
kind
and then somebody's and then you see that person's response
and gains nothing out of it.
Yeah.
You're on, mate. Okay, that's it for this performance.
Room for one more.
Oh.
At the right price?
No.
There's room.
Oh no.
This
is where it goes downhill.
If he dies, mate, happy birthday to you.
Curtain time!
Why aren't the doors locked? Has he got the keys for everything?
The Elephant Man!
Oh my god.
Perhaps the ladies would like a closer look. The ladies ran a little kiss, huh?
Oh, for God's sake, man. The circus music.
The
mirror. This is so messed up, man. I can't even put it into words.
Bullying at its worst.
Over! I'll see you back at the Peacock! Buy yourself a sweet.
I knew he was still there. He's broken. Is he gone?
I know what happened last night. Where's Mr. Merrick?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
Don't lie to me!
You were seen.
Having a laugh, that's all.
Yeah, you bastard! He's gone!
When I left him, he was in bed, safe and sound. People pay money to see your monster, Mr. Treves. I'll collect it.
Get out of my seat! Only Mother's head can sack me now.
Is he speaking French?
I think he might be, yeah.
Get up, you bastard!
Ah! What is he doing? Probably one of the saddest human stories ever known.
We're gonna get out of here, alright?
Where's he going?
London.
Oh yeah, because he was. Oh yeah, he was in France.
Hi, friend.
I forgot. Can we just acknowledge the makeup as well?
Yeah.
Because I completely forgot that it's John Hurt. That.
Yeah.
Completely
He's his
forgot.
own he is the character,
Yeah.
isn't he? Like,
Yeah. There's that kid there.
Kid's pulling off his hat or something. I swear to God, give him a break.
Oh my God! Just kick the kid downstairs and walk off. Yeah, the sound of the train's getting faster, and what's gonna happen? Oh, God's sake, man!
He's breathing.
Oh, thank God.
That was a powerful outburst from him as well.
Yeah.
That was really good. Oh, is he going to the theatre?
I can't tell you how sorry I am for what happened.
Don't worry about me. I am happy every hour of the day. My life is full, because I know that I am loved.
I know I'm loved.
I could not say that were it not for you.
You've done so much for me as well. Thank you.
Never seen anything like it. Would have been amazing for him. He's now experiencing entertainment.
Yeah, it's a real theme of this film, isn't it? Theatre and entertainment.
The whole company wishes to dedicate with all their hearts tonight's performance to Mr. John Merrick, my very dear friend.
Then we must go again some evening.
Oh, I Good night. And sleep well.
Oh. I know
It's music, yeah. What's he doing? Is he writing a letter? Or is he signing? Yeah.
He just wants to be like other people, doesn't he? So he's seen the theatre.
So he's seen that he's peaked, and now he wants to die in peace.
Happy birthday, Shaun.
Thanks, man. I'm glad I watched that. You got to pick a better one now for your birthday.
I already know what I'm gonna be having.
High School Musical. So that was
Shaun's birthday treat, The Elephant Man.
1980, directed by David Lynch, starring Anthony Hopkins, John Hurt.
And that was a heavy film. That was a really heavy film. I knew going into it. We knew going into it would be somber and melancholy, but
it was also uplifting. I didn't expect it to be so uplifting.
I don't think it was ridiculously somber like people say it is. I think there was a kind of line through this film that was all about.
There's a thread of hope and faith in humanity.
Yeah, and so with the worst possible lows that humanity can commit to one another, and then the biggest highs as well.
Yeah,
which are all created through very simple acts, but
one of the biggest things that I noticed him making that church. Now I think that represents a symbol of faith, and whether that's faith in himself or faith in humanity.
Yeah, faith in humanity. I think it definitely.
But the fact that the beginning of during the lowest point in the movie where the room was trashed.
Yeah.
The church was trashed. It was broken down. So it's that moment just shows the faith in humanity is lost.
Visual metaphor, really.
So it's definitely a visual metaphor.
I think that for me, I really like Anthony Hopkins in this because his character is almost like the complete antonym or opposite to the other figure, the circus lead.
But not plainly so, though.
No, not plainly so. Not plainly so. But I also like how he questions himself and what he is doing. And
whether he's doing it for himself.
Yeah, and that adds to that question of humanity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do we act to one another? Do we do it for solely selfish purposes, or is there such thing as a selfless person?
A selfless deed. Yeah, definitely.
And he's great in it. But
John Hurt. I can't believe that's John Hurt. Like behind all of that practical makeup.
And it's not. And
I think
the practical makeup is good, but it's so heavy and thick that to be able to still get across that performance through subtle voice change and movement of the eyes and movement of the body alone is just an incredible feat. He's such a good actor.
I was not looking at John Hurt. I was I was convinced it was that it was John Merrick. Convinced. I'm glad that he decided when he wanted to die.
And I feel like that's what the visual kind of montage at the end with the bright light and the sun, it's almost like he's willingly giving himself to that, isn't he?
Yeah.
The opening is a really interesting montage as well. And it comes back once in the form of a nightmare, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that symbolises I don't want to say gossip, but the hearsay and the rumour and the
legend,
the mythology the negative mythology that's created or crafted by society and how damaging it is.
So the nightmare obviously indicates or implies that his mother was raped by an elephant, and that is such a cruel thing to even think of. But it haunts him for the rest of his life because of the name Elephant Man.
This film shows you treatment in all stages. It shows you that man that brings people to see him. It shows you just children and the way they do it. And for me, I find that quite powerful because, that's where it begins, isn't it?
Yeah.
We mentioned as well the actual setting, costumes, which you can't normally talk. We don't normally talk about that much, do we? Costumes and kind of the aesthetic of the film, but also
it's authentic.
It's authentic, and this film is 42 years old.
Yeah,
it does not seem like that.
No.
I think it's aged really well. Maybe that's because of the black and white as well.
I think it's probably down to the story, because obviously there's some natural intrigue there at the first hour where you don't see him, and you're judging as an audience. You're judging these people that want to see him, but you yourself are invested in the movie, intrigued.
So that makes you question yourself the same way that Anthony Hopkins does.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fine to have that natural intrigue. It's human nature, but it's how you do it, how you treat a person.
And it's all about those opposites of lowest humanity and highest. And maybe that's why you've got the black and white sort of motif.
Yeah.
Juxtaposition between those two. Let's get rating.
Yeah. You told me to pick a film that I hadn't seen before and I've always wanted to see. This was probably the first movie that popped into my head. It was very unexpected, but I'm so glad I watched this film, because it's just, and I think it's an important film to watch because it is a true story. We can learn a lot from this in terms of humanity and how we hold ourselves and treat each other. But I'm gonna rate this an 8.7.
I really like films that discuss...
Cool. I really like films.
I like films that discuss the human condition and morality and humanity, and this one does it quite well. I just really like the aesthetic of it as well. The performances are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm also going to give this an 8.7. What a way to have a birthday. My birthday's not till July, so...
We got a long way to wait.
I already know what film we're going to choose though, so...
Yeah?
I'm not telling you.
I'm excited.
So...
What did you think of The Elephant Man? Have you seen it? If you haven't, we highly, highly recommend you watch this film. It's an important film.
It's so powerful and emotional as well. There were points in this film when the music came in, when he was looking at the church towards the end, I was like...
The bit that choked me up was the when he was in the theatre and he stood up and everyone started clapping and standing up clapping to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that choked me up.
And I love that, because just to say that, like the visual sort of motif of him being higher shows that, you know, he's a bit more...
He's rising above
pure, he's more of a moral character,
yeah,
isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
And to think that he's 21. Oh,
21 years
wow.
old.
But yeah, drop us a nice little sub if you enjoyed yourself.
Give it give the video a like as well, and if you want to see us, you know, react to more of these non-horror, very I don't know, grounded movies.
Dramatic.
We will be doing Oscar movies very soon. So hit the notification bell if you want to be reminded of when the first Best Picture Oscar movie we react to video comes out next week. And we'll see you in that video.